It's the Center Fantasy Football Podcast.
Welcome to the party, pal! Yes! Yes! Yes, this is my favorite part of the game.
Analyzing all of the league matchups week to week.
You can't win!
Get him a body bag! Finish him!
That is a bit above average.
I said this sucks, and basically so do you.
And discussing the boom, bust, and hidden gem players throughout the league.
We ain't found shit!
What the hell is Brett Favre doing here?
I'm in town to play the Dolphins, you dumbass.
Dan Marino should die of gonorrhea and rot in hell. Laces out.
Touchdown!
And here's your host,
Allow myself to introduce myself.
David Harbatkin. Hello and welcome to the Center Fantasy Football Podcast for week 5? Is it 5? I think so, right? Yes. I want to say yes. I'm your host, David Harbatkin, joined by the coach of the Hackettstown Hagglers, Mr. Gazalutsky.
I use the term coach loosely after our score this week.
And by the coach of the other Hackettstown team, Hackettstown's finest, fuck you, Tanyan.
Fuck you, Tanyan! Fuck you, Tanyan! Fuck you, Tanyan!
That was unexpected. It was very unexpected. I have to say, I wasn't even paying attention. I was literally watching Center Basketball Association basketball. Because I had tuned out on Sunday. I mean, I guess we could start with this game. Let's start with this game.
Fucking Mahomes only puts up, 20-something points, which is less than his usual.
He's probably
and he fucking gives Gilmore a hug after the game to probably get the COVID.
Exactly.
So it's just, it's been a hellish week. Well, Sunday was good. After Monday, the season just went to shit for me, it feels like. I mean, just an absolute disaster.
See, I was at my lowest point on Sunday. I was absolutely distraught. So, I mean, it started on Thursday, and then, we only got 5 points, but I knew that I had a crap team anyway. And then and then they played like crap. And then Geese the whole time had told me, play Higgins. Play Higgins. And I'm like, no, I feel like Preston Williams is due for a big game. Miami's going to have a big game. And he's going to be a beneficiary of it. He got 4.5 points. So essentially I did the worst coaching job I have ever done in my life. And then it just progressively got worse throughout the day. I mean, Carson kept going down, and I'm like, all right, thank God. And then he would come back. Eckler did go down, which was nice. But either way, I was just disgusted with myself, with my team. I was like, I don't know what to do. And then when Whalers wrote the thing about the trade, because that was the other thing. That was the other half of it. We could get into that game. But I see all of my former players performing insanely. I was like, I could have run away with this week had I just...
Yeah, Shark went nuts.
I know.
Yeah.
And so when he posted the thing about Edelman's score, I almost lost my mind. I just didn't know. I just had to watch some basketball. Because I was like, I can't even... It was just such a combination of disgust and anger. I didn't know what to do. And
the
then
Denver defense only put up 5 points against a hard Jets team. I mean, I was sitting pretty on Sunday. Even though my guys didn't do well with Eckler going down and, Metcalf, Jefferson, and Robinson did average, which, it's what you expect. Carson is made of what? He's made of steel. I mean,
he got Miles Sanders numbers, even better.
Better, yeah, more than 20. And we'll get into Miles Sanders' performance later.
Right. I mean,
that was the one shining moment of this week, the fact that Miles Sanders laid an egg. So I'll save that moment of glory for later. in the show. But Carson, I mean, concussion, knee. I mean, some 400-pound guy just does a somersault on his knee, and then he comes back the next week. I mean, this guy is a beast.
I mean, yeah, no, I know. And but anyway, like, so you messaged the group and you said something to the effect of, oh, this could be a close one or something after Mahomes' performance. And I was like, what is he insulting? I'm not even looking anymore. I'll just go watch the Utah Jazz.
Well, then in the fourth quarter of the Chiefs game, Mahomes, I mean, wasn't doing that well until late in the second half of that game. And the Packers-Falcons game started, and Aaron Jones started with a touchdown. I was like, oh, shit, this is getting close. And then who knew? Fucking Tanyan.
I knew.
Just see my name.
No. So, but that was the other thing. So I just kept getting notification after notification from the phone. Like whatever. But then I was like, all right, we made a good run. But and I was like, and then there was like this period where I'm like, I am going to be so mad at myself because had I just played Higgins and gotten the extra 10, 9 points, I probably would have won. And I'm going to cost my idiot arrogance was going to cost me this game. But then he just kept scoring. I don't know. I mean, Gage didn't do shit. Nobody did shit on my team. It was all time. Like, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
If Eckler stays healthy in this game, I probably win. I only lost by 12 points.
Of course. But as Geese will tell you, who won under this method, because I have to say that I have adopted the Hagler's season 5 method of playing of defensive fantasy football, as he coined it, though it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous until it works for you.
Yeah, I know. I might be a believer. It's essentially you're streaming your team, and then you just have a very strong banana peel department to injure the. I mean, like, how many times did that happen to you? That
4 games in a row, starting with the playoffs.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, major injuries that you wouldn't think that just come out of nowhere, and it's like, and it's almost like playing the lottery. It's totally different from my style of play, which is just get your guys, know your points, and just go out there. Like, I mean, this is flying by the seat of your pants kind of football. And I mean, like, and I'm left with no, like, this week it's going to be even worse because, like, Aaron Jones is out on a bye. Like, I'm just like, I mean, and last week was just such a shit show between not knowing who was going to play with like all of that stuff. I was just like, I don't know what to do. And but to get the notification, like, I think whatever, it was like 118 to 160. I'm like, am I going to fucking win this game?
Yeah, you actually won it, and it wasn't even that close.
No, I know. It was completely. I have never been more shocked at a win than this one.
Does defensive fantasy football consist of, like, not you ever hearing of a player before in your life, yet playing him and he goes for 33 points? Is that
Absolutely. I mean, Joe Flacco was his quarterback.
Antonio Gates.
Yeah, I mean, who were your heroes in that game? Mm-hmm. It was, I mean, Flacco was your quarterback.
And Antonio Gates, the quarterback and the tight end.
Yeah. No, it's people that like. So it involves. I mean, look, it's so labor intensive and stressful to try to find these guys. As far as timing goes, look, the reason why the funny thing is the week before, on the Sunday night there was a garbage time TD. In the New Orleans Green Bay game, thrown to Tanyan, and I made a joke to Geese, like, "Oh, this guy Tanyan, everybody's gonna want Tanyan next week," just completely joking. And then, so then you had the situation with the COVID and everything else that was going on, and so I picked up Ebron, but I needed somebody else, and I had Gronk there. But then I read somewhere on Friday night, I don't even know where, but like Devontae Adams was still out. And Lazard was injured, and I'm like, well, all right, Tanya. like he's got nowhere else to throw. I mean, let's take it. I mean, this team is such crap anyway. So I dropped Gronk, picked him up, and it worked out. I mean, so much better than I could have imagined. I mean, because look, I mean, this team is just crap. I mean, and I mean, other than the Preston Williams thing, I pretty much maximized the dog shit. I mean, I guess I could have played, the backup to the backup, but oh my God, holy crap, is this a steaming turd of a team? But I'll take it. Even like Fitzpatrick. I mean, what did he have? He had like 8 points going to the fourth quarter.
You're fucking 3-1 with this garbage squad.
I know.
I mean, it's.
I've never. I mean, this is like one of the most enjoyable seasons that I've ever had because it's just flying by the seat of my pants. I mean, it's also the most stressful because I go into every week thinking, well, obviously I'm going to get my ass kicked. And somehow,
See, Harbacken is experiencing what we experienced on our run to the championship. Like, unless you're behind the driver's seat, nobody can understand what's going on. You take the biggest pile of horse shit and you win week in and week out, and it involves staying up till your eyes bleed every single night, and you win by the banana peel seat of your pants. It's a Cinderella roller coaster ride.
Isn't it painful to even study these guys? Like, sucks. I wouldn't have even thought to start Tanyan.
Nope.
I mean,
nope.
I don't know.
I actually take some credit for this, even though I don't get any credit from Harbacken's team. I actually told him, you know what? Lazard is out. Put Tanyan in.
Yeah.
So he did it. And he won him the week.
Yeah.
God.
Quite frankly, it just won him the week.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's playing the lottery. Essentially, I guess it's just a game of numbers. You're playing the lottery, and it's like, well, a lot of it's like the scratchers. Like, a lot of these are crap. But if you hit one, if you play enough, you play 9 of them, eventually you're going to get one of these. And it's like, wow, 33.
Well, if you have a son in the future, I demand that you name him Tanyan.
I mean, I have no desire to have one, but yes, if
you do, or get a dog or something, his name is going to be Tanyan.
Dog, I will. I would definitely name a dog Tanyan. Although I don't want a dog either. I don't like living things.
All right,
and that includes all of you in this league. Kidding. Sure. A fish? I'll name a fish Tanyan. I'll name everything. I'll just start a Tanyan Industries.
Vandalay Industries, Tanyan Industries.
Tanyan Industries, thing. Exactly. So yeah, I feel bad for you, kind of.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm the highest scoring 2-2 team, so I win again with a nice performance. I'm back in the driver's seat, so I'm okay.
Yeah, you're fine. I mean, it's like, whatever. Does this mean that I've still, the only time I've ever lost to Hackettstown is actually that championship game? I mean, either team. Is that actually?
No, you lost to me in week 3 of last season, I think.
Oh, did I play you twice last year? Because we played when I was in Taiwan.
Right, you won the second game at the end of the year, and then you lost the first game, I think.
Oh, so then we played twice? Okay, then I take it back. So this was totally insignificant. Whatevs. Yeah, I don't have anything else to go over this. I mean, like...
Let's move on. Let's move on.
I know you don't want to either. All right, we'll move on to the next game. We could move... Which burner team do you want to go to? Do you want to go to your burner team? Or apparently what's developing is my burner team. Let's go to my burner team. The Mighty Raccoons somehow defeated the St. Louis. Well, somehow, I say somehow, on the backs of all of my players, and Kittle. I mean, to be fair, but Tom Brady, who did absolute nothing. This is the other. Geez, you could attest to this. This is the other frustrating part about defensive fantasy football is that. You see all of these ex-players of yours just doing well on other teams.
Well, that's the problem. When you throw your whole team in the garbage can, they're going to end up somewhere, and somebody's going to do well. And you just have to just shake it off and say, okay, fuck that guy. I'm going with this guy. But it's very frustrating when you see people that you had on your team for free the week before you threw in the dumpster going up for buku points like Tom Brady and Chark.
Yeah. I mean, Chark is, I think, even more painful because Whaler, he whittles you down. I mean, I think I have to hand it to him. I mean, he gives you just. I think maybe there's a method to his madness. He gives you madness. He gives you just shit trade offer after shit trade offer that by the time that he sends you like a reasonable one, you're like, what's wrong with this guy? Why is he doing this? And then, of course, you make the trade, and the next day you find out that the whole team might have COVID, and the quarterback's out and all this other stuff. Although
he gets injured in the first quarter.
Yeah, whatever. But look, I thought it was. I still think it's so it was difficult. Like mentally, it was difficult for me because I knew that he had just come from your team, and I was like, am I gonna really be one of these guys who picks up the trash that he picked up somewhere else? He just recycles to me. But I was like, Edwin's not bad. He's the only, he's the main receiver on that team. And it was a reasonably fair trade. And the thing that really sold it for me was that Keelan Cole was available. And I was like, all right, so I'll downgrade on Chark, but Cole, who has been playing really well, he's played on my team before. In fact, he's the reason not playing him is the reason why I'm not a two-time champion. So I was like, okay, I'll pick him up. And Cole sucked. Like absolutely sucked. There was tremendous difference. And Chark went completely on. I mean, this was the other most difficult game for me to watch this week before I got happy.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, oh my God, all my play. You can't imagine how low I was. But
I mean, if I had to do the trade again with Edelman,
well, obviously,
and
Eckler.
and Eckler, I still think now in hindsight, he won the trade because my guy's injured. But I would always take a running back for a receiver, and he talks highly of Mostert, but he's still hurt. Can't do anything with him. So
you're just even on your injuries.
Yeah.
So I mean, look. I mean, I don't think Chark is going to be, maybe he will be that consistent. 2 receiving TDs. I mean, that's really what did it. And 5 touchdown passes for Brady. Now, this is kind of what I thought might happen at the beginning of the season, but I just couldn't wait as long. And of course, the quarterback that I, traded via dumpster, was on the COVID whatever.
I love how, on that day, I think it was Saturday night when they announced that the Saints had a positive test. And I dropped Matt Prater just, for the off chance that they wouldn't play that game.
Mm.
And then I wake up at like 9 o'clock on Sunday morning, and I was wanting to pick up my kicker back because, I heard that they were playing the game. And he's on the Whalers.
Of course.
I'm like, what the hell? Even my kicker? Are you kidding me?
No, anything that gets thrown in there. And and the thing that he does is he has 9, because he won't even have a kicker until game time because he's storing extra players to keep them until the last possible second. I've never seen anything like he's just a glutton.
You can go suck at Whalers because my kicker outscored yours by 10 points. So
I mean,
you can keep Matt Prater.
He can suck it, but he's still 2-2 now after this win.
Yeah, I know.
And beating the first play, he beat Cyberdyne. He beat the computer system. That's pretty impressive. So Brady scores 42, 29.5 from Chark, 10 from Ingram, 40 from Kittle on his return. I mean, that's unbelievable. Slayton, I was convinced he was going to drop Slayton. Not that anybody would want him, but whatever. He only gets 7.8, 4.8 for Henderson, and 5.9 from Lockett. So, generally a bad – he had a similar game in that he had a bunch of bad performances, but sprinkled in with unbelievable performances from some of them. The Blues, on the other hand, Cyberdyne gets 13 from Goff, 33 from Amari Cooper. I was completely wrong on that game, by the way. I thought that was going to be like a running snooze fest. I mean, oh my God, was I wrong? They were just handing out points like it was candy. Robert Woods finally has a 9.7 game, 22 from McKinnon. Rojoke with Fournette injured, of course, now on the Whalers because I dropped him and then he picked him up and put him on his IR. So Rojoke, though, handling all the carries, gets 18, 20.7 from Andrews, who had a bounce-back week. DeAndre Hopkins with only 11.1, 2 from the kicker, and -1 from the defense. So, I think 25 from Evans. Ouch. He finally plays Robert Woods, and he shits the bed. But Mike Evans, 25 extra points. Would that have done it?
Yes, it would.
Oh yeah. Ouch. Bench blunder. And Latavius Murray, although he had, I guess, all right, you're not going to make the moves. Like, you're not going to not play DeAndre Hopkins.
Right. I mean, and then against the Giants, Robert Woods is a decent play.
Yeah. I don't.
There's a lot of good receivers.
Yeah. And Whalers just has. And then I love this. So the whole, he gets the COVID-19 designation, of course. Everybody else is affected by COVID and has bye weeks and everything else. I don't get anything else, but, if you have to test positive yourself, that's apparently what they're going with. So great. Otherwise, good win for Whalers. I mean, look, this is what he does. He was less than a point away from being 0-3 and maybe being 1-3 at this point, but now he's 2-2. And this is what I said. You can't count that guy out. So, what are you gonna do? And but there goes our last undefeated team. The Dolphins can open their champagne. No undefeated teams this year. Any other comment on this game? I have none.
No. The Whalers just has a knack. He just builds his team up from the dumpster and comes right back.
Did he do this in the past? Was he doing this last year, or is this like a new? I feel like this is new. I don't think he was doing this last year.
Last year he had a good team from kind of start to finish, and this year he just kind of developed a different strategy. But
I think we all are just trying.
It's tough.
Yeah, I think we're all just trying weird things this year.
It's a weird year with all the COVID stuff. I mean, we got to go over the results of the vote later on, but
is it done?
Today's the deadline because
11:59 or something. Pacific, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah. You're a lawyer, so we gotta.
I don't even care about that. I just haven't voted yet. I could vote during the commercial break and then.
Okay, 11:59 Pacific Daylight Time. So.
Okay.
All right.
I'll vote during the break. I think.
Okay.
That's the only reason why I care. I don't care about the rest of it. I mean, if somebody else changes the vote, then we'll just change the announcement. Whatever.
We haven't had a vote since Monday, so.
Sure. Yeah, I
haven't. Did you vote?
What?
Lutsky, did you vote?
Maybe.
Do you have the sticker? I don't know. I did not. I wanted to see how this week operated, since I was already fucked anyway in my mind. Now I'm so happy. I almost don't even care. It's very difficult, but you got to vote. All right, moving on to the next game. All right, we'll move to your burner team, who conveniently couldn't make it to the program tonight. Couldn't dig somebody up off the street. There's nobody available.
No one available on my way back home from work.
I get it. It's difficult. Let's try to have. I would like to have him on the program twice to see if it's the same person both times. Anyway, Gronky Kong, your burner team is doing really well. 3-1. He wins this game, going away 134.82 to 87.94. I mean, Tillett has just been devastated by bad luck. He's been Wakanda this year. So Drew Brees, 19.54 points, only 7 from Julio Jones. Did he even play? I didn't really watch that game. What happened with that? I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't really watch. I was just focusing on Tanyan.
Me too, via my phone alerts. Valdez Scantling, I would think that would be a good play, but apparently he's all going to Tanyan. Well, I mean, there's not enough to spread it around. 11.2 for that D Johnson. I think the other David, is that David? I don't know, whatever. The other Johnson's coming back. Frank Snore with only 4.6 on Thursday, 8.5. But Clam Crowder gets 17.4 points. Yeah, I mean, like, he's still got Devontae Adams on he's injured. I mean, what are you gonna do? It sucks. It sucks for him. mean, look at all those zero. I mean, he finally at least has 2 players. Renfro with a decent game, 10.7, but he was actually picked out of my trash can. Somebody there wasn't enough room for that one on the Whalers, but whatevs. For Gronky Kong, Allen actually went down with an injury slightly and then came back, but he ends up with 29.42 points, which just shows how ridiculous he's been this season.
He's been terrific.
I know. 26.2 from Thielen, taking points away from Jefferson. Brown with 12.60, 19.3 for Gurley. How did that happen?
Down. That hurts.
Yeah, that hurts. Although he has he picked up, first of all, he picked up the backup. I mean, like, I don't know exactly how they're going to work it out, because I mean,
Hunt is going to get like 75-80% of the carries now.
I would imagine
Hunt is a starting running back on 90% of the teams.
Right. No, I would imagine, but he got the backup for like $3.
Yeah.
Which I was really not. I was just too.
You were too happy to.
I was too shocked to do the research. Like, I couldn't even.
I was too pissed.
Yeah, I like the reason. I had nothing to. I mean, the bidding this week was really weird. We can go over that too, but I mean, clearly some people were bidding like as if we all were. But like a lot of us took it off, but we could talk about that later. Anyway, Waller gets 15.8, 14.2 from Keenan Allen coming back down to earth. Yeah, I mean, look at all these points on his bench. Minshew, I'm starting to get the Minshew mustache. I'm not all the way there, but you know.
Any Dallas player or receiver or tight end is amazing right now, because like they're down by like 30 at halftime and then they just go crazy in the second half.
I know.
So that was a good pickup, Schultz.
Wow. No, he was. He's like the Tanyan of Dallas. Yeah, no. Gronky Kong has built himself a good team. I don't know what else to say. As far as
thank you.
You're welcome. I guess he's gonna have to put in. I guess you're gonna have to put in Burkhead to fill up. Oh no, he's got the other guy. I'll just put that in. I mean, whatever. I mean, it's better than what I'm working with here. So, good for him. Way to. I mean, way to come in to the league as a burner team and do well. I don't know what else to say. Moving on to other 3-1 teams, we can go to the Zamunda Lions. I mean, what's going on with Nick and Jamie? They're just terrible. The garbage fire just really. How many losses did they have last year before they went on their run? I mean, because this.
I think it was 1.
No. They had a. They might. I think they might have had.
Well, they beat opening week.
Yeah, so they beat you opening week, and then they go on like a huge losing streak or something. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm an old man. Anyway, the Zamunda Lions win 134.42 to 115.1. Murray with 29.12, 17.7 from Cooper Kupp, 17.9 from Robbie Anderson. I know Nick was posting stuff about him saying, don't pick me up as a fantasy player, and you did anyway, and you got the points. So 20.5 from Elliott, 20.9 from Kamara, only 7.3 from Graham, 0 from Ridley. What happened there? Did he not? I thought he played. What? I don't know. And then the kicker, 17 points from Bullock. Okay. For Nick and Jamie, Deshaun Watson in the last game with Bill O'Brien as his coach, GM, and everything else in that organization gets 24.9 points. 16.4 for Hill. Gallup only gets 4.9, so I guess not every Dallas receiver is doing well. Drake's Cakes with only 3.5. Ouch. But Mixon got 42.1. He finally showed up. He tried to pull off the game that the kind of game that everybody else had. How did Ertz only get 6.9 when there's nobody else there? What happened there? I don't know. Did anybody watch that game? I didn't watch that game.
I fell asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah. Fitzgerald was 2.4. 8 for Butker, and 6 for the Dallas defense. I mean, for the San Francisco defense, excuse me. Nothing of note on the bench, although Hooper did get 14.4 points. James White with 12.9, and Chenault with 14.10 on the bench for Nick. I mean, normal game for, he's slowly progressing backwards, Zamunda. I think he went from 200 to 150, now to 134. But as long as you're going to play Nick and Jamie, does it matter? And they climb into first place. So the first place that they lost last week to Lombardi, they gain right back. I have nothing else to say about this game. I barely watched any of these teams or anything. Anybody? Nobody cares.
No.
Sorry, Nick. Nobody cares. Speaking of a game that nobody cares about, especially the coach of the game, the Lightning Rods. This is the big rivalry game of the Hagglers. The Lightning Rods, took it to the Hagglers. 150.20 to 95. Wow, an even number. Look at that.
That's the best we could do for this.
Even number.
I tried so hard to get the even number, and we did it.
What was your rationale behind playing Mullins?
Look, I don't have any rationale for anything that I do right now. Look, I'm waiting for Michael Thomas, and then we'll talk about rationales. This is the longest wait for somebody to do something on my team ever.
Andy, what is it? Andy Isabella?
I don't care what his name is.
Anyway, Isabella?
I mean, that was a deep pick, but this has actually. I don't know how did the lights all go off, and yet half the lights went off. Whatever. But you didn't wake up in time.
Whatever. I don't want to talk about it. Let's just move on to the next game.
Well, I'll talk about it. So he didn't wake up in time, and so he didn't check that Christian Kirk was in the game, and ended up.
And DeAndre Hopkins played too. Both.
Yeah, so did not work out well.
Do we have other games to cover?
There, sorry. Turn back on. No, I don't. Yeah. There, the lights went back on. I mean, Cook got 28, 25 from Melvin Gordon. It was looking good for you on Thursday night.
We thought Gesicki would be a good pick. Not so much. He's been pretty poor.
What happened with Ward?
What happened with a lot of things? Let's move on to the next game.
Mullins? I know somebody criticized Mullins.
I did.
Yeah, it was Manny.
Mullins. The backup got benched late in that game.
I know. I got the hard back and benching treatment. We got the full Monty this week.
Oh, did you? Wow, that's extra painful.
Yep.
Well, I guess we can go over the right side. So 24.9 for Wilson, 38.4 for Odell Beckham in that shootout of a game. Allen Robinson the second with 23.1. 19.1 from Kareem Hunt, 18.6 for Singletary, only 2.1 for Herndon. He keeps going with him. 21 for Devontae Parker. We all knew. I think everybody tried to send him a trade offer for Devontae Parker. Everybody knew that he was going to have a big game. I think he went out like limping early, and then he still came back, and So, I mean, good game. I don't think Parker is going to have that kind of game again, but I mean, maybe. I don't know. Left a lot of points on the bench too. 65. I mean, he was maybe he treated it like the true rivalry that he now that he knows that it's a rivalry. Maybe he.
I don't think he knows we exist.
Are you sure that you know that you exist based on?
Well, yeah, we have some work to do. Eventually, Michael Thomas will come back. I hope.
Yeah, didn't he tease you this week with?
Yeah, he was back for about 5 minutes, and then they're like, "Yeah, I don't think so."
Yeah.
Don't worry, you got Isabella. You're good. On to the next game, please.
All right, moving on. Yeah. So, Dave's secret crush everybody's favorite manager, finally has turned up the volume now that we're talking about him. Defeated the Wakanda Panthers. Sorry, better. Oh, I'm coughing. I'm pretty sure it went down the wrong pipe, but I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to give you guys any of the COVID. Yeah, I know. So they defeat the Wakanda Panthers. I can't do this. Whatever. All right, you'll just get it. I'll be like, I'll just be like the leader of the free world. All right. So Lamar finally shows up, 29.02. 16.2 for Galladay. He's been good since he came back. 16.4 from Tyler Boyd. Jonathan Taylor. What's going on? Did Hines do well? What's going on? Why is it only 8.9 from the number one back there? Nothing?
8.9?
I'm saying what's going on?
That was a low-scoring defensive battle. I don't think Hines did well.
10.7 from Montgomery. Ali Cox came back down. I mean, I guess, yeah, he had about the same as Taylor. 17.5 from Diggs. He's good. And then 20 points from the Kansas City defense. And actually, it looked like Wakanda was going to win this game. I was talking to him on Monday night. I mean, it didn't look like that to me because I was not watching, but he was telling me that he thought he was going to win. And then suddenly Aaron Rodgers, the other half of the Tanyan story was that Aaron Rodgers kept throwing it to him. So he ended up with 37.58 points. So hockey was just as depressed as you were watching the whole thing take place. And mind you, by the way, 37.58 points from Aaron Rodgers. But as seems to be a trend here from Eugene, he made all of the wrong decisions this week because he's a terrible coach. As you'll see, he played the quarterback that got less points. He finally could have played McLaurin, but he decided to get more, which means less points at 8.9. 25 from CeeDee Lamb. He finally didn't play AJ Green, so good for him there with only 1.3. Gibson, I think he texted me mid-game telling me how great Gibson was, and I texted him back, then why didn't you play him? Brown, I mean, like his bench, 126 points from his bench. He scored slightly more there, but Mike Davis helped him out, 22.1 points. Kelsey with only 10. Did he have any backup tight ends? No.
Well, let's discuss the guy that M. Sanders.
So what does that bring that down to? Because I know he was due for a 20. He got 15 last time, right?
Yes. So 15 plus 9 divided by 2.
That seems to be less than 20.
Seems to be.
I mean, I'm no math major.
Unless the Asian boy can't do math. Which I can. I think that's slightly less than 20. And then week 2, he got 20.1, so that just evens it out.
Well, the Jew in me can only do math when it's involving money, so I can't do it.
Right.
But yeah, it seems like it's less than 20 to me. Yeah. I don't know.
Carson is doing slightly better coming off a knee injury and scoring 25.
I mean, but Miles Sanders is the man. He's the man. So what? So did you watch this game? I mean, did anybody?
I did watch the game
with much delight.
It was excellent. I enjoyed it very much. Not because it had any implications on my game, but just because I could see Miles Sanders fail.
Once again, by the way, so I mean, his kicker only got 9 points this week, but still, the combined running back total for the last 2 weeks. So he didn't even make. So if you combine his two running backs, 10 and 9, even combined, he didn't get to 20. He didn't even get to the Sanders number. If you combine the two running backs that he played, that's some coaching. Meanwhile, Gibson, 22.8. I think, how long is he going to stick with Sanders? I mean, because part of him has to. He just has to.
He has to.
Because is he going to really bench Sanders and deal with the...
Especially when he's playing me next week.
Oh, is he playing you?
He's playing me.
Ooh, we get a
So
direct.
You can't bench Sanders against me. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what the result is. You're really going to hear it.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I just put him into this trap where he has to play Sanders. He's got no choice, even when he wets the bed.
Oof.
So.
Brutal. Yeah. So, anyway, he does come up with the win, but despite his terrible coaching. So we all know that
Two really good quarterbacks. They're going to put up a gazillion points. And, I mean,
no, look, he's got to.
It's ridiculous. We'll get into it later, but I mean, I'm a little concerned. I think it's going to be close, but I mean, we'll see.
No, yeah, I mean, I certainly have not looked at any of that, but I will shortly. But yes, he does win despite him being a terrible coach, right? Oh, where's the shoe that he's going to throw at the television screen? No, good job, Eugene. I'm just mocking you because there's very little it's more fun to do than that. All right, so with that, I think that concludes our wrap-up of last week. Let's take a quick break right now before we go over anything else, and we'll be right back to discuss the transactions and the upcoming matchups while Geese eats under his mask. All right. We'll be right back right after this. Are going to go over the transactions for the first time for myself, actually, because I won't even see what happened, and then we'll go over next week's games. But before we do that, we actually Fuck You Tanyan has some commissionership news or whatever, like his actual duties that he was voted in for. I mean, first of all, I have to say, what a year to be voted in as commissioner, to have your first year under fire. So I think you've handled it well. I'm surprisingly.
Thank you. I appreciate that, especially since some people have questioned my leadership on Facebook, which I'm not really appreciative of. But it's okay. I'll still do my job.
Oh, they're always going to do that. You I've been doing this for 23 years. There's nothing that anybody they love to put you in charge of stuff to beat you down. Let me tell you something. There's nothing more fun than that for many people in this league.
So I just wanted to go over the results. I mean, there are a couple more hours left. A couple of you haven't voted yet, so I'm just gonna leave it out there. But as of now, it looks like both questions are a resounding no. No has 77.8% of votes for Proposition 1 and 55.6% for Proposition 2. So it looks like we're gonna keep everything the way it is and not follow these two proposals.
So yeah,
push the screen aside and say Joker here.
So we're gonna keep it as a shit show. You guys can all deal with the shit that whatever. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll hold. I mean, there is. I mean, by the time that this video is, by the time the podcast is released, which of course they're complaining about that too, that it premieres because I mean, what? Well, he just has to watch it while he takes a dump at work or something. He was saying, or whatever it is. We'll release it earlier. So I don't know. As if I'm sitting there. First of all, I have to tell you, most of that stuff gets like time sent out before I go to sleep at night because I'm not. I know that you think that I'm up at all hours, but when I post it on Facebook, I'm not awake. So fine, we'll move up the time or whatever to accommodate you because so you could take a shit at work and listen to the podcast. We are here for our audience. All right. Now let's get to the transactions. Where is this? Oh wait, I should probably take, because I just voted during the break, I should probably take my email and ballot off that before I share the screen on there. Okay, let's go back. to this. Okay, here we go. So we'll go to the overview of the league and let's see what the transactions were. Who was even who was the big people that people were going for? So you actually did you bid on somebody or no? That's last week. So there was literally no.
There was no transactions.
No, there was transactions where there's nothing competitive. First of all, Gronky Kong got it. Ernest Johnson for $3. That's his standard bid. I mean, like the man just spends $3. It's like a taco meal for him. All of these players.
Well, he's Indian, so it's not much different than you're Jewish.
I mean, he's you know. I mean, what's his budget? He's got a
lot of money, but he's 3-1 and he's in second place.
191. Do I have the same amount of money? No, I think I spent. He spent $9.
$9.
Okay. $9. Okay. And he keeps. But I see every week he's picking up. I mean, he's got to be I mean, if he exists, he's got to be laughing at this whole week because it's ridiculous. So okay.
He is.
I'm sure he is. So it was on October 7th, right? That's okay. So I did some shit that didn't involve spending any money. I woke up in pain because I had a tetanus shot last night, and my arm was in excruciating pain, and it was after midnight. So I was like, I'll go pick up some people. Zamunda paid $40 for Damian Harris. So poor Zamunda, he's like paying all of this money on the week that nobody was paying attention. So he spends that. Wakanda spends $31 on Damian Bird. Who is that? Why?
That's the Patriots wide receiver.
Got 13 points. Okay. I mean, did I miss something? He also spent $30 on Scotty Miller, which fine, fair enough. Had it been a week that people were doing, I mean, $20 for the lightning rods on Cameron Brate. Really? Did he think that there was going to be competition for that? Yes. What am I missing here? Why is Cameron Brate going for $20? I mean, first of all, I don't think that the lightning rods has ever. I've never seen him spend any money prior to that, and he decides to spend $20 on Brate. I don't understand the finances in this league.
15 on Gronk when you could get him for free during the week.
Did somebody spend money on Gronk? Didn't somebody pick him up for free? I mean, what do you guys do? I don't understand how you live your life. Like, what do you like? Do you all just? It feels like you're all putting in premium gas into like Kias. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand the funding that you guys like. Okay. Oh yeah, $15 for Gronk. He was free the whole time, and he went less. He went for less than Brate. What's happening in? Didn't he get 0? And we got 3.9. What am I missing here? All right. Okay. $10 for the Houston defense. I mean, he was spending money like crazy this week. Traquan Smith got $6. $4 for the Rams or for the Chargers defense. That's for you. Yeah. Okay. I mean, so basically everybody who spent any money this week threw it in the toilet because nobody bid on. No, there's not a single player that there was a second bid for this week.
Well, the reason why I picked up the Chargers is they're playing the Jets coming up, so I'm surprised no one.
I'm surprised at everything that happened this week. I mean, literally nobody was competing for any of the people that were bid for this week, so you could have all gotten them for $0.
Yeah, the actual bid could have been 0, and everybody would have cleaned up on their guy.
Yeah, you would have gotten every one of them. Nobody was looking. I mean, but there was
Can you click on like the bidding wars?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I did before. There hasn't been Justin Jefferson.
Nothing to click on.
There's nothing to click on it. The last one was September 30th. Nobody bid. No,
if you want to look at the bidding war, click on who you bid for, which was nobody.
Yeah.
That was the bidding war.
Yeah. Nobody bid like whatever
There was no competition for a single player. That was the bidding war.
It's not like you.
Bidding war. Click on your name. Who did you bid for? Nobody. That was the bidding war.
Yeah, that's it. Like nobody put an offer for anybody.
Literally, nobody put a single bid on anybody. So whoever bid on anybody this week wasted. That was money flushed right down the toilet.
Oh, Grunky Kong is telling me that he's saving his money for the players' health insurance.
He's telling you that telepathically right now.
Yeah. He's texting me that he's saving his free agency money on their health insurance.
No, texting you.
You got Grunky Kong right now?
I mean, okay.
Let's just say if you put in a bid this week, you were bidding against yourself because nobody bid on anybody. Probably for the first time in center history.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that. Because it's not like, I mean, there was like actually a lot of transactions, but I mean, did nobody read the same magazine? Are we all going with more obscure magazines where they all said something different? Like I don't know. Like,
is that true? Like nobody put a second bid on anybody? Like literally, there was nothing.
Nothing. Everybody
literally not even bid $0. You had them.
Yeah. If you bid
For
zero,
the first
you would have
time in center history, nobody gave a crap.
Except for the people that did, and they just ended up. I mean, so the weeks that we've had. So we had $90 for Nyheim Hines. I mean, Jefferson goes for 20 on the coat. Like. This week, every week it's a new ridiculous. But next week probably there'll be 1,000 bids on some player that'll be $90.
65 for Snell or whatever that was.
Oh yeah, for the Snell Cal for 51.
51.
But
but every single week there's been at least one guy.
Yeah, where you're like, okay, 2 people are going for that. Some people read the clippings of this is who your waiver. Was there nothing on that this week? I mean, I didn't check, but for anybody else? Or did we all get different magazines this week?
Wow. Literally nobody. There was not a second bid for anybody?
No. I mean, fascinating. This season, I'll tell you. It's interesting. All right. So let's go to the upcoming match. Oh yeah, we can go over the standings as well. So Zamunda moves back into first place at 3-1.
Oh, there's another 0-4 team, Nick and Jamie. Yes.
And you're pretty close in your scores.
Look at that.
Yeah, so basically the split is the top 6 teams are 6-1. Which shocking, mine is the worst out of all of them. I know that. I mean, come on. Then there's 2-2 teams, the Hugh and the Whalers, but you have more points than him. Wakanda and Tillett at 1-3, and then 2 0-4 teams. So this is also a very interesting divide. And then Nick and Jamie are the only team that haven't spent any money.
They're leading me right now. They didn't fall for the trap. Look at the moves, 24-1, and we have the same record.
You did 20
roster moves mean nothing.
Yeah, you did 24 roster moves to end up with the same exact 0 as they did with
I could have spent no dollars and made one move and still be the same.
Who is I'm curious, who is their one move? Who was that guy? Who was the guy that they were like,
guy that actually did something?
I know, I gotta have this guy. I mean, it didn't cost him anything. Clearly it was a free agent.
Nothing, really.
Yeah, it was a free agent pickup or something. So who's the guy? I almost want to go back and look at all that. I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen this week. By the way, congratulations on the blowout of the week. And I might actually. So this is not on your screens, but this is on mine. The fantasy shop player of the week, Robert Tanyan, the man.
Wow.
I might pick up a shirt. Okay. Where do we want to start with?
Wow, I play the burner team this week. Nice.
Do you? All right, let's start there.
My points projection 72. Is that the lowest in league history starting off? Man, all my players are playing.
Well, no, you don't have a kicker, so that'll probably increase it by 5.
He doesn't have a running back.
Does he not have a? No,
Well,
he. Oh, wow! So he's an 87% favorite and doesn't even have a running back in there.
Not good.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of competition for the lock of the week. So Mullins is projected to get 0.63 at this point.
Woo! Well, you
Woo!
better get that guy out of here.
Yeah. You still got Isabella in there. I have a feeling there might be some changes with the Hagglers lineup because I don't know. How do you feel about Cook? I mean, excuse me, Gordon. Now that Philip Lindsay looks like he's coming back, and they're playing New England.
I really don't care about any of this stuff, so I might just go with this lineup. Oh, there's
Okay.
a COVID. Look, it says COVID.
Oh, did he actually test positive for COVID? Is that
he
why?
tested positive. That's fantastic. That even helped us out even more.
Yeah, now you can get an extra spot to put him on IR to go pick up some players.
Extra. What about Michael Thomas? Is he still out?
He's questionable.
Yeah, this whole season's been questionable.
Yeah, I know. So you're gonna probably have to move him out of the IR.
Yeah.
Is he?
Questionable
But
with
you can
Michael
move.
Thomas. He's out.
Well,
Let's see how many people are actually watching this podcast. I'm currently fielding offers for Michael Thomas. Nothing is off the table. No ridiculous offer is too ridiculous for Michael Thomas at this point.
really, do you want to do that? Do you know what your inbox will look like if they actually?
Right now, I'm telling you right now, no offer will be laughed at.
Until next week when you tell us what the offers are. Well, so based on these current lineups, I think that I'm going to have to predict that Gronky Kong is going to win this game.
Burner team win?
Well, Allen's playing Tennessee. Are they? What's going on with them? Are they?
That game is in jeopardy. I don't think it's going to happen, personally. I mean, Tennessee's cases are going up.
Yeah. So, have they practiced yet?
Nope.
Nope.
God. Well, if they do play, if they do play that game, they're going to be awful. They haven't practiced in 2. I know you don't think that practice matters, but like 2 weeks that they haven't even practiced, they just shove them out there. Go ahead, man. You know, like, okay, we'll see how that goes.
Well, 2 weeks with no practice is a little bit obsessive.
So finally, you're saying that the Zoom meetings won't be enough. At 2 weeks, it starts to make an impact.
2 weeks, it starts to make a difference. 1 week, not really.
1 week.
The Patriots were the closest team to beat the Chiefs, and they barely practiced all week. So for 3 quarters, they were probably the better team in that game.
It was probably also because weren't you the one who was telling me like when they advertised the game, they didn't even they literally didn't have a player to put on for the Patriots. Yeah, they just put a picture of Belichick on because there's like there's nobody on the Patriots that any of you care about. The coach is the only thing that's there. I mean, so if he chooses, does he have? Oh yeah, because he has the injury. Did he pick up a running back? Did he? I mean, he bid $3 his standard 3 on Ernest Johnson.
Ernest.
I mean, I guess play. I mean, what does it matter at this point? Play him. I mean, we'll see. I'm pretty sure. I'm hoping Mullins is not going to be in there or Isabella, but we'll see.
The Ernest.
Is he going to de-earnest his $3 worth of capital there? Yes. So I'm going to go with Gronky Kong, and then I mean, anybody else? What is your predictions for this game, gentlemen?
Got to go with Gronky Kong.
Geez.
I'm going to comment on this.
All right, moving on to another ridiculously low prediction. The 1603ers take on the Lightning Rods. The Lightning Rods are 79% favorites, 79-21. They're projected to get 135. The 1603ers 97. Once again, this is a game that I have no confidence in. I mean, like, so Buffalo's playing Tennessee. We don't even know if that's going to go forward, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to field a team. Aaron Jones, my one good player, is on a bye. Yeah, this team is terrible. I mean, we're gonna have to do some digging, but I mean, Russell Wilson versus Minnesota. I mean, that Minnesota team. I mean, he's gonna light them up. I mean, hopefully Indianapolis holds them. I mean, I don't know, Tampa Bay against Chicago. I mean, look, if I had a team, I mean, well, he spent $20 on Brate, so clearly he knows something that I don't. Devontae Parker against. I mean, the matchups are not great. If I could actually dig some crap out of the garbage can, I might be able to be competitive this week. The problem is, I don't know. There's dog shit out there, and my running back situation is atrocious. There's no running backs available. I picked up Lindsey, which I thought was a good pickup, but I mean, is Brian Hill even going to play yet? I don't know. This team is a dumpster fire. I don't know what to do. We're going to do our research, though. In the meantime, I'm picking the lightning rods. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, just Russell Wilson alone. He's going to torch the Vikings. Kareem Hunt now, that's a great – I mean, he's questionable, but it's a great option now. He's going to be really good with Chubb out.
Yep.
Parker, I mean, 49ers are decent. It's okay. I mean, just those two players alone, I think they're going to – Wilson and Hunt are going to just go nuts.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say with Hunt is he's playing Indianapolis, and that, you know.
Yeah, that defense, they're a good scoring defense. That's true.
So.
That's a good point.
But Russell Wilson will get like 49-50, which will be more than this team. That'll be like more than half the projection of this dumpster fire. I mean, like even Edelman, we don't know if Cam will be back to throw to him. I mean, Gaskin was not good last week, and he's going against San Francisco.
Stidham was pretty good.
Who?
Stidham. Are the Patriots starting Hoyer or Stidham?
Who and who?
I don't know.
Well, what's the other?
I didn't watch the game. I know nothing of what you speak.
Yeah, Jared Stidham.
Geez, is he going to replace Mullins for you this week? You going to get yourself some Stidham?
No.
Well, I'm going to pick the lightning rods.
Yeah, I would have to go with them too.
Yeah. Geese, I'm assuming.
Yeah, lightning rods all day and all night.
Right. Moving on. We'll save that one for a bit. Nick and Jamie versus Tilla Trey. Do Nick and Jamie get off the schneid against the team that's monumentally injured? Now, first of all, is what's going on with Devontae? Oh, he's got a bye, so it doesn't even matter. Julio Jones, what's going on with him? He didn't practice on Wednesday with the hammy. So, yeah, it's going to be a shit show there again. So it's 127 to 103 is the projection. 69% favorite Nick and Jamie. But what do they have? So I think Deshaun Watson might actually have a good game because now I feel like players tend to have a good game once their coaches are let go. And then they revert back to being shitty. Tyreek Hill versus Vegas. I mean, sure. Gallup versus the Giants. He should have a good game there. Drake will be terrible, although he's playing the Jets. Mixon at Baltimore. I think he goes back to the Mixon that was of old. Ertz. I mean, if he couldn't score last week, what is he going to do now? Fitzgerald against the Jets should do well, but will he? I don't think he'll match up to Isabella numbers. I mean, and then Tillard's going with Gore. I mean, I don't know, which Johnson is this? David Johnson. I mean, Clam Crowder's been decent. I don't know. Wow, this is like a bad game.
It is.
I mean, does Nick and Jamie win their first game? Is this finally it? I think
it's a Frank snore.
I mean, that's and they don't even have a tight end because everybody's spending $20 on Brate yourself. I think I'm going to go with Nick and Jamie, which puts a lot of pressure on the Hagglers.
Yeah.
Although, so what? I mean, Till is 1-3, so then that would tie them. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Nick and Jamie, unless I mean I feel bad for Tillett because this is not his fault, but this is a dumpster fire as well. I mean, when Devontae Adams barely plays and Julio Jones also, I mean, and they're the focus of your team, like what you're stuck with Frank Snore and. I mean, he paid for Gronkowski, so he'll at least put Gronk in the flex spot, which will, on paper, make this closer. He picked up Akers too. Is he finally going to play? What's going on with him? Playing against Washington? He's not playing. Font is injured now too.
Yep.
Oh, well. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I've seen stranger things. But in the meantime, I'm picking Nick and Jamie to finally win their first game. I'm assuming. Are you guys doing the same?
Yes. I think it's very close, but
No.
No, you don't think it's close? No, you're not picking them.
No, I'm not picking them. They're not going to win yet.
They're not going to win yet, so you're going with Till.
Depends on if Julio plays.
Look, that empty spot could be a lot. That could be a game changer.
It's going to be Gronk.
Oh, that's not really.
I think I might have to go with the lightning rods, though. No, I might have to go with Nick and.
So you're going to go with a team that's not even playing in this game? That's how bad these teams are. In fact, I can't even pick any of these two. They're so bad. I'm just going to pick somebody from a different game.
Yeah, Nick and Jamie slightly.
Yeah, wow. This league is trash this year. What the fuck? Okay. Moving on to greener pastures. Zamunda, the first place team, takes on last week's first place team in a battle for first place, probably. Zamunda favored 61% to the 39 over Cyberdyne. Kyler Murray going against the Jets. He should have a good game, I would hope. Robbie Anderson at Atlanta. That's got to look good. Deontay Johnson versus Philadelphia if he plays. But then he's got Zeke and Kamara. Zeke against the Giants. Kamara at the Chargers. That's a little bit difficult. Your favorite, Geese, Jonnu Smith making a return. Calvin Ridley, if he plays. He's still got a questionable tag. For the Blues, I mean, Goff going against Washington, he could have a good game. I mean, Amari Cooper against the Giants. Robert Wood, I mean, is he going to play Evans this week? We'll see. I think Rojoke has a good game. McKinnon versus Miami. How's he been doing? I feel like he's been doing acceptably. It's more than acceptably. Yes, he's doing well. Okay. I think I'll have a good running back week this week. I still think Zamunda wins this, but I think this might actually be an entertaining close game.
Yeah, I'd have to go with Zamunda. That team is loaded, especially a running back. And I think Elliott is probably going to have a bigger game against the Giants because I don't anticipate them being down big at halftime.
True. Which means that Cooper won't get as many points. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going with Zamunda. Geese?
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Kyler Murray will also run all over that Jets defense.
I know.
He just has a lot of good matchups, but, we'll also see if Jonnu Smith plays against Buffalo.
I mean, that actually could make a difference if he doesn't and he has to go pick somebody. I mean, does he have anybody on his bench that could
Yeah, James White.
Jimmy Graham. No, I'm saying for the tight end. I mean, what did Graham do last week? Oh, he's got to. Here's the thing: it's a Thursday game, so he's got to make the decision fast. He did not do anything. I don't know. He's probably going to be too late to play him since it's a Thursday game, so he might be stuck without a tight end. Well, I mean, he'll pick somebody up, but could be bad.
Yeah.
All right.
He has enough weapons. If I was him, I would play Graham. Put Graham in there initially.
Just to make sure you get the points?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might make sense. I mean, or it depends, or at least you have to do a glance over the tight end market to see who you can get as an emerge. Like, because that's the thing. If Graham, if he doesn't play Graham on tomorrow night, I would pick up somebody. I would either dump him or pick up somebody. Just make sure you have somebody waiting to go. All right.
Can't take he can't take Tanyan. He's off limits.
I mean, he could trade him. Him having him on the bench is he motivates the guys. Yeah. Okay, so we went over that crap. No, we've gone over all these games except we're breezing right through as we move on to the Wakanda Panthers versus the Mighty Raccoons. He wasn't fed well today. he's just going with the old 1603ers team. So Thursday night, Brady's playing at Chicago. Is he going to have that same kind of game? I don't know. Why is Lamar questionable? Did I miss something there? A knee was held out of Wednesday's practice. It's precautionary. Doesn't look serious. He'll play. But that could be devastating if he doesn't go forward, especially since he traded Cam to the Whalers. So he'll be left with no quarterbacks. Boyd has been playing well, plays against his, so he'll be certainly watching that Baltimore-Cincinnati game. Tyler Lockett should have a field day against Minnesota. Chark at Houston. I mean, how can you discount Chark at this point? But Diggs, if that game goes forward, Diggs has been fantastic as well. Then you get to the running backs. I mean, Taylor should be doing better. I don't know. But then is Henderson doing anything? What's going on with Henderson? Nothing. I don't know. James Conner versus Derrick Henry. So here's the other thing. If it does have Derrick, I mean, because that's, is hockey going to go 2 weeks without Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
I don't know, but if he does, he could certainly do better than Connor. Although they both had a bye, and they both had fantastic weeks the last time they played, and they were supposed to play each other. So we'll see. Kittle versus Miami. I think Kittle will have a good game. I don't think he'll have the type of game they had last week, but he'll have a pretty good game, and he'll outplay Ollie Cox. Of course, Whalers holding the two spots, the kicker and the defense empty, so he could stack players, preparing for Wednesday, even though there was nothing to eat for him. Ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Although he finally had to, at least he's getting screwed with the warehousing with Fournette. He's having to hold him on a bench spot instead of an IR spot. Why is Cam Newton projected to get 0.04 when he's on the COVID IR? That's pretty impressive for somebody who's not allowed to play. And nobody cares. Okay. Clearly, everybody wants to just wrap up this show. So, who are we going with? So the projection is that the Wakanda Panthers are a tiny favorite, 118 to 114, 53% favorite to 47, but that's without the Whalers having a kicker or a defense. So I would think that at this point, given the situation with Derrick Henry and whether or not they're going to play, I mean, if they let's assume that they're going to play at this point. Who do you pick? I still think I got to pick the Whalers, given that, just given the fact that he's nearly at his projection and he doesn't even have a defense or a kicker in there.
But knowing the Whalers, he's going to catch another break when the Titans Bills game doesn't go, and Wakanda's basically two best players are not going to be on the field.
Exactly, and then he'll be 3-2.
And then he'll be 3-2, and that's it.
Yep. So yes, I'm picking the Whalers. Geese?
Yep, gotta go with the Whalers on this one.
All right, so I think we forgot to do this last week, although I definitely would have picked you as the lock of the week last week. But let's go back to this week. Who are we doing for the lock of the week and the upset of the week?
We didn't go over my game with Eugene.
Oh, we didn't. Oh, that's right. Of course, I saved this for last. This is how can I forget about this? This is one of my favorite matchups in all of football. This is the only one I care about this week because my team is terrible. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I actually really will enjoy this. I'll let you do this one because
well, quarterback matchup is quite even. That's assuming Mahomes didn't catch COVID from Gilmore. Prescott, he's been fantastic. But against the Giants, I don't expect him to go crazy for those 40-point, crazy games because I don't think he's going to have a deficit to catch up in the second half since the Giants are terrible.
You think they're going to run?
Yeah,
Right?
and I think they're going to run a lot. Yep, exactly, to milk the clock because the Giants can't do anything on offense anyway. So I'm hopeful with that. CeeDee Lamb, he's going to get the 2 first with Prescott, but I'm hoping they don't throw the ball a lot, but we'll see. Will Fuller will probably slip on a banana peel. Miles Sanders against a tough Pittsburgh defense. That's going to be less than 20 points.
Calling it now.
Josh Jacobs against Kansas City. Patriots had some success running the ball, and he might have a bounce-back game, so I'm a little bit weary there. Kelsey will have a big game against the Raiders, especially since Mahomes is throwing to him. Mike Davis will be good again. Probably a similar point total to last week. Rams defense against Washington and Myers against Minnesota. My team, I think Metcalf will do excellent. Carson as well. So I'm just.
Well, we know Carson.
Yeah, he's definitely going to outscore Sanders, I think. And
he's actually even out projecting him at this point.
Yeah, because Sanders has a tough matchup against Pittsburgh. The Seahawks just put up a gazillion points. Those two guys are just saving my season right now. James Robinson, he's been good. Last week he didn't do quite as well, but I think he can match his projection. Hunter Henry has really been disappointing, but I just don't have any other tight ends right now. Jared Cook is hurt. Brown against Tennessee. I really doubt they're going to play. He's questionable every week, but he's pretty good, and Josh Allen is excellent. So I always am on and off about playing him. Kicker, and then Arizona defense against the Jets. So I'm hoping Arizona's defense has been pretty bad, but I'm just playing the matchup here.
That makes sense. And you have reserves just in case Brown doesn't go for it. You have Emmanuel Sanders. He's been doing well, right? Yeah.
He's been doing well, but, we'll see if Michael Thomas comes back. If he Thomas does come back, then he's not going to be as good. But I'm definitely going to put him in there if the Bills and Titans don't play.
So what's going on with Eckler? He's only doubtful now? I thought it was so what?
Yeah, he's been doubtful. It sucks. He's out definitely for 4 to 6 weeks. So it pisses me off that I can't shift him to an IR spot.
Oh, welcome to our world.
But this game kind of goes down to whether or not the Cowboys pass or run the ball. You know, I think that's a huge thing, especially with him getting the 2 first with Prescott and Lamb.
Yep.
So that's big, and it's down to that Carson Sanders matchup.
I think DJ Moore is going to have a huge game on his bench. I think because I think that he's been. This is 2 seasons in a row. He was cursed with this last year, where he would constantly put in the wrong player of Mike Evans or Godwin. Yeah. And he's doing it again this year, where he's constantly putting in the wrong coach or the wrong player because he's a terrible coach, right? So much fun.
What are your thoughts on this game as an outsider?
Oh, I'm not an outsider. Come on. Anything involving my secret crush is,
Yeah.
Look, the Minnesota look, I mean, a lot depends on Mahomes, first of all, but the Seattle guys are going against Minnesota. I think they're going to have a field day there. So that's going to be big for you. I mean, his running backs, surprisingly, at least for Jacobs, not surprisingly for Sanders, have not been performing. So, I don't know. I mean, Will Fuller, what's he been doing? I mean, actually, Will Fuller might, if he does not, I don't care that it's inside a dome. Let me see something. So we got 22 last week. Yeah, I think if he goes forward and doesn't get injured, but I think that this is the prime kind of situation for him to get injured. I think this is it. I think this is the injury one.
Yeah, it's week 5.
I know. I mean, he's been playing for way too long already.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like 80% of the league is injured. So how can he not be injured?
I mean, maybe that's why. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe he's the exception now. He's so, I don't know. I mean, Mike Davis will be good.
Yep.
And that'll make up for the other running backs. Well, I mean, he's certainly favored. I mean, theoretically, Fuller really should have a good game because now that they don't have O'Brien, I really do think that Deshaun Watson's going to have a good game, which means that Fuller should probably have a good game.
Also, Kansas City's rush defense was excellent against the Ravens. So I don't know how good Jacobs is going to be.
Yeah, I think he's going to have – I mean, other than Mike Davis, I think he's going to have some problems at running back. Look, I think I'm leaning towards picking the finest. I mean, I'm definitely going to pick the finest anyway because I'm not going to pick Eugene because I don't want to. I want him to be upset, but I might actually lean that way anyway. And I mean, it's it's not like he's not going to brag or eat, try to make us eat crow.
Well,
either way. I mean, do you guys deign to criticize the vaunted Eugene and say that he's not going to win? I actually, I'm going to do it. Stick my neck out there. Let's do it. Geese?
I can't do it. I don't want to have Eugene's wrath rain down upon me.
By Grabthar's hammer.
By Grabthar's hammer, Eugene wins in a landslide.
So, all right. Direct the hate mail towards me. Direct the shoes
I
towards
see you were giving the 1603ers advice on Tanyan, so I don't want you giving any advice to Eugene this week.
Nope.
I don't think Geese give advice to Eugene. First of all, I'm not saying that I don't. He gave me advice towards Higgins that I didn't take. I should have taken. I don't remember. I actually don't remember the Tanyan advice. I'm not saying that you didn't give it. I'm sure you did. I just don't remember it. What?
How convenient.
What? I don't remember, but I do remember the Higgins stuff, and you were totally right about that. But I'll give you credit for Tanyan. I mean, I just don't remember it.
How convenient.
What? I don't. I really don't. I'm not saying so what did you say? What did you say? What made you what?
It was 4:00 in the morning, and I'm like, by the way, Lazard is out.
Yeah, you know what? You did say that.
I did.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think I was in complete delusional. I sent you something that was
late at night, and I'm like, "There's your boy."
Yeah, I think you said it to me as I was falling asleep. I was so delusional by that point because there was a point at which
you forget.
No, I do. Now that you say it, I do remember it. No, there was a point at which I think I sent you something in the middle of the night, Isaiah Ford. He's gonna have a big game. I feel guess I'm delusionally. That's the problem with playing this style of stuff. You just think that's all you think about all night. You just have dreams about players that are gonna go off. And I actually think that.
And you didn't know that Lazard had emergency abdominal surgery, so I'm like, just throw your boy Tanyan in there.
Yeah. No, that sounds right. What did Ford end up with? The guy that I had the fever dream about.
You couldn't afford to play him.
I couldn't afford. I could have actually. So he's available. It's so slow. 8.8, which was way more than Preston. So I guess my fever dream was not.
No.
Yeah. But this is what happens. You just think this is gonna be the guy. It's ridiculous. Okay, so that is everybody for this week, right? I'm not forgetting anyone. That's all the games, right?
Nope. Yep.
Okay. All right. So let's do. We didn't do it last week. The lock of the week and the upset of the week. Let's do the lock of the week first. Who's your lock of the week?
Bronson over Hagler.
Really, I'm going to go with the Lightning Rods over the 1603ers.
Really?
My team is terrible, although yours is pretty bad. See, the problem is I don't know. I mean, like Aaron Jones is out. Like, how am I going to overcome that? I just don't. I mean, I don't know. There'd have to be some more banana peels spread. All right, so you're both going with the Hagler or the Rocky Kong being the lock of the week. I mean, I guess it's pretty bad, and he doesn't even have a running back. I mean, it's pretty bad. I mean, but you haven't picked up a quarterback. Isabella's still in there. I mean, this is going to go up to about the level at which my projection is currently sitting. Fine. What's your upset of the week? What team that's currently projected?
Well, I'm pretty upset to be playing this week.
Why?
Because of the projection.
Well, I mean, this is when you start playing. I mean, week 5 is generally when you just start even paying attention, right?
Yeah. Week 6.
Yeah.
We're 0-5.
Right. This is standard protocol for the Haglers.
Upset of the week.
I
I don't know.
think I'm going to go with the finest, upsetting Eugene, because.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, are you gonna incur that wrath, Geese?
Ooh, you're right. Nope. Sorry. I'll have to go somewhere else.
Where?
Well, who's Nick and
Upset of the week. You know what my upset of the week will be? Carson over Sanders. That's my upset of the week.
It's not, though. That's the thing. Carson, I mean, it is in Eugene's mind, but the projection is actually in.
But in Eugene's world, it's preposterous.
I know. Sanders is the greatest ever. Yeah, you could go, Geese, you could go with Tillett Trey beating Nick and Jamie. In fact, you picked it.
Beating the garbage part. That's my upset.
Yeah, there you go. All right. I have nothing else for this week. We'll see what kind of antics happen between now and then.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
I will post the results on Facebook this weekend at some point.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be a no.
It looks that way, yes. From what you're saying, I actually haven't seen it, so I'm just going to take your word. Either way, but the vote will be over by the time that this airs. And then, is this the week that I went to the wedding last year? I feel like I went to a wedding last year, and that was the week that I ended up in the woods where there was like no electricity or anything else. Is there going to be electricity for your wedding that you're going to this week?
Yes. Well, it's Gronky Kong's wedding, so.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Is it really?
It is really Gronky Kong's wedding, so there better be Wi-Fi. We're probably both going to be on our phones.
Wow. Well, then let me wish
the wedding is not on Sunday, but we better have Wi-Fi, Gronky Kong.
Well, let me certainly then wish him congratulations. Congratulations then. On your impending nuptials. I mean, and you could celebrate your honeymoon by banging the Haglers down into submission into the basement.
Yeah, it's a good week for him. He has a good opponent. Well, it's a
And his wife, or who does he have a good opponent in? Geese?
Geese, yeah.
I thought you were commenting on the bride to be. He's got a good opponent there.
You know, he has enough to focus on with the wedding and everything, so it's good that he doesn't have to focus too much on fantasy football this weekend.
Yeah, easy week on fantasy football, I guess.
yeah. So, yeah, it's good that he has basically a bye. He's playing the haggler, like.
Okay. All right.
Well, then, congratulations, Gronky Kong, on your wedding. On behalf of, just me. I mean, other people can wish you one too, but. What else? That's even better for Eugene. Eugene, he's not going to be able to do the edits. You going to Rhode Island? That's where he mysteriously lives? Is that where the wedding is?
Yep, leaving tomorrow morning, or in
Fun times.
In about 7 hours.
Fun times. All right. Well, yes, congratulations, and so that should do it then.
All right. Have a good weekend, guys.
All right. Till next time. Good luck this time.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.